Hi, I'm Amy, your host of It All Leads to Home, brought to you by Epple Realty. On this podcast, we'll talk about real estate, community, health, entrepreneurship, and all the things that connect us. So grab a drink, settle in, and we hope you enjoy this podcast. All right, well, welcome, Rob Miller.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about M&H?
So right now we're just an outdoor power equipment company. So we service and sell lawnmowers. Um, Pretty fancy,
Pretty
but
fancy.
yeah. Years ago we did cars and lawnmowers both.
Okay.
So for probably up until I'd say about 2010, we worked on cars alongside of lawnmowers.
Okay. So
hmm
just fixing them up, getting them going again.
Yeah. So cars, we at one time back in the day, Rich Harlan is the H of M&H.
Okay.
So Jim Miller's my dad. Rich Harlan was the H. They are brother-in-laws, so they
Okay.
married sisters.
Okay.
Um, and the story kind of goes way back to Wolf Battery. It was a similar shop in downtown Pontiac. They both worked at that shop, and also my grandpa worked in that shop.
Okay.
So in 1970, they decided to go out on their own and they bought a building, which is where we're still at. And it's on Aurora Street.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an empty shell of a building, one garage door maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess about 6 years later, they put a showroom on. And then that's the way it rolled for years. It was Rich worked on cars, my dad did the lawnmowers.
Cool.
Yeah.
You stole like my next three questions with that whole
Well, there
answer.
we
So
go.
you're doing
We should
you're
be
doing
done in about
good.
10 minutes.
No, you're good. So now your son works for you.
Correct.
Okay. And what's his name?
Nate.
Nate works for you. Okay.
Yeah,
So you are still servicing lawnmowers and selling them.
correct.
And one of your biggest lawnmowers that you sell is Toro, right?
That's our only brand.
Oh,
So
your
we are
only brand.
Toro
Okay.
exclusive, which I suppose if you're going to take a business class, the first thing they teach is don't go solo with one company.
Yeah. Eggs all in one basket.
Eggs all in one basket. We inherited Toro. We were actually a lawn boy dealer and a wheel horse dealer, and the Toro company bought both of them, one in 1987, one in 1988. So we became a Toro dealer because of that. So
Okay.
I would have been in high school when that happened.
Okay. So
Yeah.
did you, growing up through this, did you always know this is what you wanted to do? Or did
Well,
dad push it or what?
oh, no, I knew school wasn't for me, so I
Okay.
screwed around for my entire school career, kind of knowing that I didn't probably need biology and algebra to
Mm-hmm.
scrape lawnmower decks. So it's kind of a funny story. I've told it a bunch of times, but when I graduated eighth grade, the first day of summer vacation, we played basketball all morning in my front yard. All my buddies left to go home to eat lunch. I was laying underneath the shade tree, minding my own business when dad come flying in for lunch. Of course, it's probably early June, so he's busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Nothing." And that was that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So get in the truck. Let's go. So that's kind of when it started.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Very
spent my
good.
summers there. I actually went there after school. If I was in a sport, I didn't, but um, I wasn't super athletic, so I could only play that for so long. So yeah. And then my senior year, I was co-op, so I went there in the afternoons.
Nice. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
So how was it growing up in the family business then and then working? So you live with dad and now you're working for him
Yeah,
all day.
he's easy to work for.
Really?
He never he was probably, him and Rich are probably two of the hardest working people there
Mm-hmm.
is. So uh
Sure.
yeah, he didn't ever push me to do anything that he wouldn't have done. So
That's good.
yeah.
Good role model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I read when I was doing some research on you that
Uh-huh.
you've sold over 1,300
Correct. Yeah, zero
Turo.
turns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
zero turns.
Yeah.
So is that, I know nothing,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
about lawnmowers.
Mhm.
That's my husband's job.
Mhm. Right.
um, is that the only thing Turo offers then is zero turn, or they
Um
offer regular riding lawnmowers as well?
okay, so if we get to the year 2000,
Okay.
Toro got into the zero turn market.
Okay.
So our showroom was built in 1976. It, quite frankly, had a lot of clutter in it. We specialized more in small homeowner lawnmowers, like little riders for your yard.
Okay.
Um, a few big ones, but not a ton. And when Toro got into the zero turn market, I was about at the age where I could start selling. Like I was 27, 28. My
Okay.
dad was an amazing salesman. He could sell anything. And
Mm-hmm.
I would grow up in the showroom listening to him as, I'm talking
Sure.
6, 7, 8 years old. So I mean, I'd listened to him for years. And so when these big mowers came out, we decided to clear out the showroom, start putting them in
Mm-hmm.
stock. It's funny because our showroom, the door to get in it was too narrow to fit the mower through. But there
Okay.
was a garage door on the back of the showroom that hadn't been opened probably since 1976. And when you would
Wow.
open it, there was about a 2 foot drop off. So we
Oh.
so we decided to get some gravel, put some in there so we could actually get these mowers into the showroom. And then for the first year, they did not sell. Um, it was almost like foreign to people to think that they should drive something with levers.
Mm-hmm.
So the second year, which would have been 2001, we dedicated one as a demo. So the idea was this is before Toro would even help us with a demo. So we just took our own brand new mower, paid for it, and then we sent it out on the road for people to try.
So you take it to people's houses and let them.
Correct. And
Okay.
then the deal was is I wanted to get 100 hours on it, and Toro said that if you can get 100 hours on it, we'll give you $1,000. So challenge accepted. So I would take it to a farmer and I would tell him, now when you're
Mhm.
done, take it to your neighbor, and when you're done, have him take it. And there was times where that mower would be gone for 30 days at a time. I wouldn't even see it, and it would
Wow.
come back with 25 hours on it, and then we'd sell 3 or 4 mowers because of it. Because once you ran it, it was just revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the sales started to pile up. First year we sold 8. Second year we sold 12. Third year we sold
Nice.
20. And we maxed out at on the highest we ever sold was 125.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great marketing
Yeah.
strategy. I like that.
Yeah. And if we did it for years, Toro got on board and started giving us a little bit more money to do it. And then we could sell that demo at the end of the year at a discount with a full warranty and everything. So that's kind of how that whole ball got rolling with zero turns.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how fast does a zero turn go? Because when I watch people on them, they
Yeah.
look like they're zooming.
Yeah, they'll go 12, which
Okay.
doesn't seem fast in car standards, but you sit on a seat and go 12, it's fast.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever have people bring in their wrecked mowers to you
Oh,
and
they can tear them up. Yeah.
run
Yeah.
over bad things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
So some of this you've already answered, but how has the outdoor power equipment really changed since you started to
Mhm.
now?
Yeah. I can remember putting the first lawnmower in the showroom. We'll just go with price. I can remember putting the first mower in the showroom that cost about $10,000, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought, "There's no way."
Mm-hmm.
Now we're selling mowers that have $1,500 worth of tax on them. They're 20
Yeah.
grand or 18 grand. So that has really been the biggest thing is how shocking the prices have gone up over the
Sure.
years.
I think that's everywhere though.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
house prices are shocking and
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So does Toro have any battery powered
Mm.
equipment?
So if you're going to ask me what worries me the most, it would
Battery
probably be
power.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 or 3 years ago, Toro built huge numbers of battery operated lawnmowers. And so our big commercial grade ones that we're talking about that go 12 miles an hour, you can get a really nice one for 12,500.
Mm-hmm.
That exact lawnmower battery is $40,000.
Oh my God.
Right. And I am not an electrician. I'll fix your carburetor, your engine any day, every day. But if it comes in with electrical problems, and it's not just me, it's all of us that do this.
Yeah.
So we were all a little bit um, man, we're going to go back to school. We're going to try to learn this stuff. It has not gained any traction. Nobody's buying them. I
Mhm.
believe the first huge batch of battery operated zero turns that Toro built 3 years ago, they're still trying to sell those off. I
Really?
don't think they've come out with another production
Well,
run.
you hear of all the battery operated vehicles, and
Mm-hmm.
once electrical
Yep.
things go, they're kind of
Mm-hmm.
to the junkyard.
And that'd be okay if it was 10,000 and you drove it for 5 or 6 years and you had to junk it. But at 40, they're going to expect these things to run for,
Oh yeah.
20
I
years.
mean, I could buy a very nice used car
Yeah,
at 40.
I know. Oh, trust me.
Okay. Well, so what is something that people don't realize about owning and maintaining a lawnmower? Maybe somebody that's just buying a home, needing to get a lawnmower.
Okay.
What's some good tips that you can give them?
So you sell houses, and
Mhm.
a lot of young people come in and they just bought a house out on the farm, an old farmhouse, going to fix it up, and they got 5 acres to mow. And they think, I'm just going to go to Sears and buy a little riding lawnmower. And then they realize that it takes them 5 hours to mow. And they
Yeah.
got kids in T-ball and they got things to do. And those lawnmowers only last 2 or 3 years and they're completely worn out. So I think the biggest thing that people don't understand is the amount of equipment it takes to really mow a big yard.
Mhm.
You see Mark doing it,
Yeah.
right? If he had cheap equipment, he'd be out there forever and
I
ever
mean,
and
I
ever.
feel like it's still a lot.
It is a
And
lot.
I mean, you're talking,
Yeah.
I don't know how many acres he actually mows, but
Right.
they're on like a 30 some acre
Yep.
parcel or something. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no way.
So yeah, I think a lot of young people that buy houses with acreage have no idea what it's going to take to maintain that, and it shocks them.
So give me an idea. So if we are talking of a cheaper riding lawnmower
Mm-hmm.
versus a Turo
Mm-hmm.
zero turn where
Mm-hmm.
I can go 12 miles per
Mm-hmm.
hour on 5 acres, what's the time difference? Or
Oh, night and day. So you would do 5 acres on a Toro in a couple hours. You would do 5 acres on a Sears riding lawnmower in 8. You
oh
know,
wow.
yeah.
So you'd have to break
What
that up
Toro
a
used to
couple
do
days.
when the zero turns first came out, one of the this is a good story. One of the things when we went to our very first meeting was that Toro told us to guarantee the customer if it's taken them 4 hours on a 60-inch steering wheel mower that they'll do it in 2. And I came back and I told Dad, I said, "There's no way they can be twice as fast."
Mhm.
And uh, we sold Mike LaPiccolo a mower, John LaPiccolo, and Mike LaPiccolo's his brother. And what used to take him an entire day to mow, he said he would quit at lunch and go to Chumps and Bones, and then he'd finish in the afternoon at supper time.
Nice.
He got the Toro. This is like the third mower we ever sold, maybe second. He said he was done at lunch, and he wasn't happy because he had to go home, spend the rest of the day around the house, and he liked his Saturdays doing his own thing mowing. So then when that story kept coming back that they were twice as fast and people were telling us it's easily twice as fast, and then we did the demo and proved to them it was twice as fast. And women can run them because there's really no fatigue.
Hmm.
You're not cranking a steering wheel. You're not running a foot pedal. Um, very easy to run. It was it was really cool. We sold one to um, Chuck Porter's sister, and she was 85 years old. She bought one, and she went from mowing for like 4 days
Hmm.
on a little bitty mower to mowing in one day. And she had card partners that she played with, bridge, and we ended up selling like 3 mowers to women over 80 years old
I love
in the
this.
same month. And this is like 2002, 2003.
Nice.
So I use that sales pitch. I mean, I don't know how many times I told that story.
So you have all these 80-year-old women
Yeah. So
on zero turns.
if Amy doesn't think she can run one, you can run
I've
one.
I've okay, so my dad, I grew up on several acres and I used to have to ride the steering wheel lawnmower and I
Mm-hmm.
was out. I mean, we mowed probably 4 or 5 hours a weekend,
Sure.
growing
Mm-hmm.
up. And I haven't mowed since we've been to our new house because there's a
Mm-hmm.
hill
The
and
big hill,
Andy
yeah.
thinks I might die on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't allow me to mow anymore. But I've never done a zero turn. So now you're piquing my
Mm-hmm.
interest. I might have to have Mark let me
Yeah, right.
take a spin on
Mm-hmm. Stay
his.
away from the pond.
Yeah, we might be calling you if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
put it in the pond. I don't know.
yeah.
Can you save that if I put it in the
We have.
pond?
Oh yeah, we've had a few go into water, and we can fix it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are they harder to roll over? Because I feel like they're wider.
They're not harder to roll over. No.
No?
So
Okay.
very seldom will they roll over. They could slide, and that's
Yeah.
usually what happens on a big, long, sloping hill. If the grass is wet, they start to slide. That can happen once in a blue moon, but they don't
Mhm.
tip over.
Yeah, I had our neighbor that we're really close with. We had just had our second baby, so I'm home, fresh from giving
Mm-hmm.
birth, like a week after, and Andy's back to work. Our grass is getting long, so he
Mm-hmm.
came over on his little mower. He rolls the mower on the back hill,
Did he?
and he's fine. I saw him
Uh,
get up, but I thought,
uh,
oh dear Jesus. So he can't get the damn mower flipped over. So I'm out there just giving birth to a
yeah.
baby, helping him flip this mower back over. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking in that situation, he should have had a Turo. He would
Yeah.
have just
Yeah.
slid down the hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So being in this family business, you just expanded. It looks like a ton of new space
Oh,
up the
so
road here.
so that's an interesting story. Okay, so that's the building that my dad and Rich Harlan and my
Hmm.
grandpa worked in.
Okay. Is it two buildings or is it
It
one?
is all connected,
Okay.
but the original building is the one right on Oak Street,
Okay.
and that was the original Wolf Battery that probably goes back into the we're thinking into the 40s maybe.
Cool. Do you have old photos of that?
A few, not as
Yeah.
many as we'd like.
Yeah.
So we rented that back part off Fisher Automotive as an overflow storage place for new equipment. And then Fisher ended up moving to Streeter, and they asked if I'd like to, they told me I had to move out.
Oh no.
And I said, well, what are you going to do with it? Well, we're going to sell it. And I said, okay, how much do you want for it? They said, we don't know. Make us an offer.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so I made them an offer and they accepted it. So that space uptown is 8,500 square feet, and the building we're in now is 3,500.
Wow. So
So,
that feels humongous to you.
yeah, and that was never the intention when I placed the offer, when I got the place, that was not even in my plans.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, me and my buddy Ed, we spitballed forever on what we should do with the big
Hmm.
half. We never came up with a decent idea. At least that, yeah, we didn't come up with anything great. So then I ended up buying the lot on Howard Street, and the idea is if we ever moved there, that would be the parking lot, and we would cut a hole in the side of the building and feed everybody in from Howard Street.
Hmm.
Um, Parking lot's going to be expensive. It's got to have a handicap accessible bathroom.
Hmm.
Um, you got to cut a hole in the building. You got to insulate it. Probably it never was insulated. Um, so I really enjoy working on it and messing with it. Um, Someday maybe we'll do that. Um, but
Well, you've done a lot to it already. It was kind of
yeah,
an eyesore.
it was
Not
pretty.
kind of, it was an
It was, yeah,
eyesore.
it was.
So
Yeah,
you've made it look a lot nicer
yeah,
already.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
paint and some stuff like that made it look a whole
Yeah.
lot different. The one wall was falling in. Um, so
I saw you guys out there redoing
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. It's so inside of that old wall was the old garage doors.
Oh, cool.
And when we took that wall apart, there those old garage doors were. And they weren't garage doors that went up, they were garage doors that slid open.
Okay.
So then we found a picture of my dad standing next to his new car inside of that building with those garage doors with the little windows and all that. So we figured that to be about 1967.
That's
So
cool.
when we opened up those walls, there were the doors. Still
Yeah.
had the Yeah, it still had the railing and everything in them, almost like you could have used them if you wanted to.
Did you keep them?
No,
Got rid
no.
of them, huh?
Yeah, they just all came down in a big pile.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool though.
yeah,
So it's kind of full circle.
it is. So when I bought it, took Dad in there, and he's showing me where all the benches were at, and he's looking at the ceiling. What's he looking at? And there was holes in the ceiling. He goes, "See those holes up there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "We over revved an engine one time, and the flywheel broke, and it threw shrapnel through the ceiling."
Oh no.
So, so yeah, and so the amount of people. Another guy just came in today. A Schultz just came in today and mentioned the building. And said, "I can remember your dad and Rich working in there." The amount of
Yeah.
people that know about Wolf Battery is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
At their peak, I think they had 20 employees. They traveled on the road to deliver parts.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah.
Well, good. So, what is next for M&H? Do you have any future plans? I know we're touching on that with this
Mm-hmm.
building because you're kind of up in the air, right? Is this
Mm-hmm.
just mostly storage right
Mm-hmm.
now? But
Mm-hmm.
is there any future plans that you're looking forward to or excited about or
Well, Nate. Okay, so when Nate got out of high school, he worked at the Oaks Golf Course
okay.
and loved it. Loved being
Mhm.
outside. Loved everything about it. And I told him, I said, "You have to work one summer with me."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not giving you a choice. You got to give me one summer." And he's so good. So good. He
Yeah.
kills it. People love him.
Mhm.
Uh, and he grew up listening to me sell mowers in the showroom, and he can sell anything.
That's
He
awesome.
knows his products, he knows his prices, he knows his financing. So,
Third generation.
third generation, I'd say we're just going to keep trucking along. I don't see anything radical.
Yeah.
I suppose if we went to the new building, there'd be plenty of room to put side by sides in if we wanted.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Golf carts,
Golf
maybe.
court. Yeah.
But anytime you keep growing that much, it's
Mhm.
more customers, it's more employees,
Yeah.
and
I hear that all the time at home.
yeah,
I get that.
yeah,
You guys should take some photos of like the three generations.
yeah, yeah,
You got to do that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
got to.
yeah,
Yeah,
true,
that's super cool.
yeah. We've got some of my dad and Nate behind the counter unboxing parts when they weren't looking, and um, yeah, it's pretty neat. We've got Jeff McKenzie, started with us almost exactly 5 years ago. He was a Bernie's automotive employee when Bernie's
Okay.
burnt down.
Yeah.
So I bought the business in November of 2019. Rich and Dad retired. Dad still comes up to the shop though, but the pandemic hit in March.
Oh, yeah.
So I had about $300,000 worth of new Toro equipment. I got I'm ready to hit the ground running, right? And the pandemic hits. And I can remember sitting in that shop because it would have been like March 1st when they said nobody can leave their house. And we were an essential business because we could work for the fire department for generators and stuff like that. So they put us in as an essential business. I can remember there being a week where there was no cars driving in front of the shop. The phone didn't ring.
It
And
was
I'm
eerie back
I'm
then.
like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go broke. Like this place has been open for 50 years and I'm gonna break it in one. Like
Yeah.
it's over.
Well, it was a very unusual
Yeah.
year.
But um all of a sudden the phones went crazy. Everybody had to stay home.
Yeah.
They couldn't go to travel baseball. They couldn't go to vacation. They couldn't bet on games. They couldn't spend money, but they could mow their grass.
Hmm.
And so,
And they wanted to be outside because you were
yeah,
stuck in, you
yeah.
know?
So, in a stroke of luck, I had that Wolf Battery Fisher building uptown, and I just called up Toro and I said, send me, because they said, you're not going to be able to get anything because the supply chains are down.
Oh, yeah.
And so their warehouses were full. And I said, well, send me everything you can send me. So I kind of
That was a
doubled,
little gamble.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
kind of doubled down. I'm like, either I'm really, if I'm going to go broke, I'm going to go broke.
I'm
Like
going to blow this
I'm
up
going
the
to
right
blow this thing
way.
up. And the phone started ringing, and we sold riding lawnmowers in 25 different towns that summer. They were coming in from all over to get on the website, and we had them, and a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
I remember it being like NASCAR. They'd pull in with their truck and trailer. They'd slide the check through the mail slot because nobody wanted to come in. And I'd have the mower sitting outside, and they'd load it and go. Like there was no traffic in the showroom. It was like a,
Everything was done via online and
yep,
phone and
online phone pickup, no contact, out the door they went. It was so much fun. It really was.
less BS, less having to show people around and
And Toro took all their sale prices off because there wasn't product, and they just said, so they dictate our prices, they dictate
sure.
our sales, and they said we're not going to run any $200 off on anything,
Crazy.
and then they won't let you oversell. They set it,
Mhm.
so we didn't have to negotiate. This is the
This is the
price.
price.
Yeah, it worked out. It really worked out good, and that really springboarded. That's really what got us going.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't go broke in 2020.
No, no, did good.
Oh, golly. All right. So there's something that we do called the quick and fast round.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you just a series of questions, whatever you think of. You can, one word answers, or you can kind of go into it. It's whatever you
Can I
prefer.
pass?
Yes, they're nothing
All right.
bad though.
All right. All right.
Okay, what's the one tool you can't live without?
Um, the computer now, I guess. Everything's on
True.
computer.
I
So,
didn't think of that as a tool, but you're
yeah,
right.
I mean, that's the one thing that I can tell you this much. If when the internet goes down, we stop. So,
True.
who would have thought that?
Same.
Who would have thought
Same. I
that?
can't do
Yeah, we
anything
can't
without
look
it.
up parts. We can't do anything.
Well, and I think even when you go get your car work done, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it's the same with lawnmowers, but they plug it all into
Mm-hmm.
the computer. Do you guys have
No,
that?
no,
No?
mm-mm,
Okay.
no.
Not that high tech yet.
Some of them do, but
Yeah.
not too many.
Okay. What is your favorite Turo model?
So we like the My Ride. So it's got a suspension system on it where you float when you ride. And now the suspension system is getting on more and more of the Toros,
Okay.
almost all of them. And then our 60-inch commercial grade is by far the favorite. Everybody wants a 60-inch, 5-foot decks or what everybody
Yeah.
wants. So yeah, commercial grade because they will last and last and last. Commercial grade lawnmowers are basically made to mow 20 to 30 hours a week, and most of our
Hmm.
clients are farmers that use them 2 or 3. So we like that one.
Nice. So does Mark have that one with the
Hmm.
suspension?
Yes,
Because
he
I
does.
think I know what you're
Yep,
talking about
yep.
because I've
Hmm.
watched them out there.
Hmm.
Biggest lawn pet peeve.
People that still don't mulch their grass in town and think that they need to throw it out or they need to bag it,
Mm,
probably.
okay, I'm going to tell Andy you said that so he knows to do that
Okay.
now. We kind of touched on this, but gas or battery powered equipment.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
One word to describe M&H sales and service.
Family.
Family. Love that. All right. I know this answer, but for those of you that don't know, messy garage or perfectly organized?
Pretty close to being pretty clean most of the time.
Yeah. You said
Yeah.
you're a little OCD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who said that?
You did.
Did I say that?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
not on here,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
now the
No,
whole world knows.
no, yeah. I fixed one back when I fixed things all the time. It would fix one lawnmower, put everything away, clean the bench, start over, do the next one. So yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, then that way you always know where everything's at.
Right.
Makes you more efficient.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
All
Now,
right.
now, 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 Rich Harlan, when he worked on cars, did not do it that way and was completely efficient. Never put anything away and always knew where everything was at.
Oh, golly. What's your go-to snack during a busy day?
Oh, Faust Bakery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If Faust's Bakery, I'm going to shout out to Faust. If you guys had a parking lot, you'd have sold me about 2,000 more donuts because I always go through town and there's a spot open. I
Yeah.
go.
I when I worked locally at a different company, we used to order delivery all the time. I don't know if they
Mm,
still deliver, but
mm,
I mean,
mm,
think of that. You
mm.
wouldn't even have to leave.
I know.
That'd be bad.
It would be bad.
All right. If someone is on the fence about upgrading their mower, what would you tell them?
The first thing we would talk about is getting a fresh warranty, 5-year warranty, and then being able to finance it. We do a lot of financing.
Okay.
I was scared to death of financing 20 years ago, and it was just something I had to learn. And
Mm-hmm.
now we probably finance, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. What's
Hmm.
like the average cost of mowers now? Like if you, like I'm living alone, single girl, know nothing about a mower, what should I budget for that would be like a decent mower that's going to get me
Hmm.
through several
So
years?
walk behind mowers. If you're going to walk behind, walk your yard, you need about $700 to get one that'll last 15 years.
Okay.
Um, and if you're going to go, the average price of our zero turns is probably somewhere around 7,000. We got
Okay.
higher, we got a lot lower. So
All right. So like a standard city 2.5 acre plot, we probably just need a
yeah,
push mower.
yeah, or you could spend 4,000, 3,500 and get a nice little zero turn.
Okay.
Hmm.
What's a little zero turn?
42 inches.
42
So
inch.
twice as wide as a walk behind.
Mm-hmm.
Walk behinds are 21, and you're able to sit down.
Okay. And I could put like a little mulcher so I don't.
Yeah, so it would come with, we would sell you a mulcher if it was in town, and then it wouldn't
Okay.
blow grass everywhere.
Nice. I
Yeah.
always hate that when you're driving,
Uh-huh.
there's grass
All
everywhere.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
OCD. I know it.
Okay. Well, if people want to find out more about M&H and talk to you, how would they get a hold of you?
Just call the shop or stop by.
Call the shop. And what's that phone number?
815-844-7400.
And you have a website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Facebook or no? You're not a
We
social media?
try, man. We're just
It's just that one extra thing, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and so Nate runs the website, and he does the Facebook, but it's we're not as good at that. Honestly, that's our weak spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Social media is not, we're not great at it.
Sure. Well, that's great. Well,
Hmm.
you can share this on your social media
Yeah,
soon.
right.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell us? Did I miss anything?
It's time to cut grass. It's raining. It's go time.
Thank you for tuning in to this podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube. And remember, it all leads to home.